This other one of his. Damn, that's a nice watch.
Buy some shit times two. We're on. We're live.
That one's a little hotter than this one. That one sounds hotter. You shut up.
I think it's one of the more special ones in the sale. And if I'm gonna, I've got one birch sow.
Oh yeah. Spread to that board. It's yeah.
I would look. My theory is on the minors that shoot a bazooka, and if you hit something great, if not, fuck it. Northeast on scene. After the first one or two, I'm gonna look at you and tell me if it's just bad or toned down or.
We're fine.
Okay.
Hey, you go get the Red Bull. Yeah. Hey Jay, they're gonna go get the little red board. We're getting real close to get started with this thing. We just sent the girls to go get red boar out. That'll be some of our feature lot here to the slot 44 and our exchange entry. Once those girls get him over here to show the live crowd, we'll get this thing kicked off. And you found the video of him?
Are we just selling semen here? Or selling the whole thing? How many? Down here. Never mind. 2 doses each time. I wish I'd have. You know what? Fuck it. What is?
Be frozen. I mean, safe for you can use it whenever. Use it 2 years from now.
Well, you got a tank.
You have Bauer keep it on.
I've got a vet that lives like a quarter mile south of me. A cattle vet, like show cattle guy, and he's got a. I just put all my shit there. We do some shit for him at the bank, so it's all good. He fits that red sow.
Jay. All right, we're going to get this thing kicked off and know that we've had a lot of traffic through to look at these things as we've got them into the sale facility and earlier on. So we're very excited about what we've got to offer you. And we're going to lead off this preview, and this picture is going to show up, and the drop box is available if when we get done with this preview. We're trying to get the video uploaded as we speak, but like I said, we can get the Dropbox sent to you if you want to see him in motion. This lot 44, we're going to have five semen packages of frozen, 2 frozen doses in each package. So this will be lot 44, A, B, C, D, and E. We'll sell them all individual lots. We won't group them together. So if you want to buy 4 doses, you gotta buy it 2 different times. This is without question the most far-reaching, neat looking red pig that we've had an opportunity to make. The pedigree's obviously on the catalog. He'll be a WinTex 312 that resides up there at Premium Blend at the moment, and then his mother is at 37 Selfish Attention Sow that we bought a pick of the December Gilts many moons ago from Olson Farms, and sent our good buddy Boble and Platt over there, and they both individual at 2 different times landed on the same sow. Same one that Blaine had picked out for us as well. So third time was a charm with all 3 of them all landing on the same one. Has been absolutely as much of a difference maker for us in one sow and one breed. I don't know if we can talk any more about it. I'm going to let Brayton give you a few comments. Brayton Kimball's going to be up here with me doing some of the introductions, and then I'll get into what we're going to do with this particular pig here at the Exchange here in just a few weeks.
Well, thanks for having me, and one that I hope you guys, if you're looking at them online, if you have a chance to study the video we're looking at right now, I hope when he comes at you, heads up and chest out, you understand how different this thing is and how good he is and unique he is for this particular population and this breed, because man, oh man, this thing's good. And I know that some of you guys maybe haven't seen the video yet, as Will had spoken about. I don't think that it really matters, because he looks just the same as he does in the picture, and I'm telling you, his gear and his flexibility out here is second to none. I think one that moves the needle, in my personal opinion, one that is far-reaching as a boar as I've seen in any particular population, whether it's Crossberg, you know, whatever breed you name right here. This little guy right here fires me up.
So then again, this is going to be lot 44. We're going to sell 5 2-dose frozen packages of frozen semen, 44A, B, C, D, and E. Those will be the only public doses that will be offered until January 1. And that kind of transitions over into our exchange lot. He's also in the catalog. We're going to offer 3 20% semen share rights to this boar for 6 months. That will start on July 1, and the last of the semen that we will send out will be January 1 of 2025. 20% basically is just 20% of the collection, so 10 doses get you 2 twice a week for a 6-month period. Also, at the same time, we will have you at 10 frozen doses at the conclusion that you can use at your discretion. There will be no owner, there will be no possession change up until January 1 of 2025. At that point, WinTex, we will have the opportunity to shut semen sales down just for us, sell it to the public, or if there's interested parties in trying to purchase semen, we will address all that at that said time. So, and one's what we're going to call him is a 312 on green bottles as mom, selfish attention. One of the more exciting boards that we've had a chance to make. Thanks, Kaylee. Why don't you go run him and go put him up? As we get into the rest of this, we're going to go in reverse order. We kind of do that in some of our other previews, and just to try to do stuff different like most of the things we do. This first one up will be 90-6. This Berkshire sow here will be lot 43. She'll be due here at the end of May. She's a jet black Speak Now Rock Them All. She's bred to Otter's Pocket, a boar that we raised that's up at Beeman Showstock. It's one of many errors that I've got in this catalog that I didn't do a good job with. Thank you to everybody helping to point them all out to me. Your attention to detail doesn't go unnoticed. This one's mother will be a similar, is the same mom that raises lot 2. Berkshire sow that we'll get to after a while. This jet black deal has been very good to us. She's a jet black on 14.8. That's a Speak Now, Rocked 'Em All, 90-6 due to Otter's Pocket here at the end of May, 1st of June.
I know we're in the back side of the catalog here, but guys, I'm telling you, and I'm going to repeat this as we go on throughout the preview, I got a chance to work for these guys for 2.5 years, and one of the things I was most enamored with was their ability to make Berkshires better, and it starts with sows just like this. I promise you, with the ones that we've seen, this one right here, if you're enthused with the Berkshire breed, I promise you, and even if you aren't, look at her hip length, look at her flexibility, her athleticism out here is unmatched, and I'm sure that that's a big part of why they've done what they've done so far. And so if you just study her build, her athleticism, I promise you, she'll get you into the next tier, a sow that I think should be very, very highly regarded.
Lot 43, 90-6, bred to Otter's Pocket, due the end of May, 1st of June. Jet black, Speak Now, Rocked 'Em All. Coming out of that same pen over there will be 1410, white crossbred sow, and one of the younger sows in the offering. She's a Let's Go Brandon Swing and Conceal. That Swing and Conceal deal would be a solid white cross sow that's done us a dang nice job. The Conceal sow back behind this is the same Conceal sow that's back in WinTex white, that's back in a bunch of these other white line sows that we've got. Let's Go Brandon was a boar pig that we bought from Biggs there a couple years ago. We offered him up in our production sale this last year. Does a great job in terms of making them proportional and good built. This one's bred to Unpopular for an early June litter. Unpopular would be the triage son that we just yesterday come to terms with Upper Hand Genetics. He'll be going north here in just a little bit. I think a very good set of blues coming up in this 1410.
Well, another sow that I think proportional is a very, very good word for it, because, again, if you just study silhouette and then height to shoulder and length to body ratio and still hip and hind leg and athleticism is extremely, extremely good. And, again, I'll tell you, and, again, this is going to sound repetitive throughout the sale, my time working here, if you guys get a chance to tap in on this swinging side on the bottom side of this sow, I think you really, really should look in here. Those sows from my time here were extremely good in terms of generating value, generating potential. I like this sow bunch.
Lot 42, this will be a Let's Go Brandon Swing and Conceal, bred to Unpopular, due at the first part of June. Next one out here will be 41. This will be 1-4, a Duroc Gilt. This will be a Whip and Spur backdraft next chapter. One that we'd actually bought through a good buddy in Indiana that was raised by Adam Beck and family. Our condolences and prayers go out to that family. Hope for a speedy recovery for all of them. Adam, I hope you're watching. We love you guys. Hope everything goes good. This gilt was successfully shown by Gentry there at the summer conference this last year, and this thing was an absolute freak in terms of her proportion. This one bred to 264. Thing's got us a very neat window in terms of from June on. These things ought to feed for a long time. So an Adam Beck bred gilt here, Whip and Spur backdraft next chapter, bred to WinTex 264.
Well, again, guys, this is one of the 3 red sows that they're going to offer, and I tell you, again, just working for these guys, if you just study into the red population, they've made some huge strides within this particular breed, and I think that this sow is in definition no slouch. I really like the way that this sow's built. Her maturity pattern's perfect. Like Will said, I do think that bred at 264, you could take and show these things about anywhere you wanted to based off management. And so I think this sow's got a lot of value. Her cage and just her stoutness all the way through and still build is extremely, extremely good.
Yeah, one more time. I know that you can see it on the Facebook deal, but the sale is going to be moved up to 7 o'clock. Since we're having a little weather come in, we want to go ahead and get that done. To reiterate and go back, this 264 will be a 312 son that we got here. He'll be a 312. Deal with it. This will be one of the very first litters coming out of him. We're very, very excited about the future of him in terms of just one being this short backed and proportional. I know some people don't like that, but it doesn't matter. That's what we're trying to do here. 264 is the service sire. 1-4 is the gilt. Lot 41, a whip and spur backdraft next chapter. Next up will be a younger blue sow, be 23-9. This will be a backdrop, people helping people, hold my beer. This one's mother will be 25-4 that we'll have out here in just a little bit. I think there's 3 other maternal sisters to this sow in the sale. She's a little sore on her front feet, just got them dew claws that are kind of give her hell just a little bit every now and then. But, man, this thing is one of the few backdrop sows that we've got. The direct backdrop deal has been very good for us. This one's bred to unpopular. You're going to see a lot of him as being a service sire. I think we've got just a few more than 70 head bred to this boar. One that we thought was very, very neat for us to go ahead and run through. So this is a backdrop, people helping people on that 25-4 sow that we'll run out here in just a second. Due here at the 1st of June to unpopular.
Now, another sow, again, that I think is one that could be Play-Doh for you as far as what you breed her to. To me, she looks like one that's going to generate and one that's going to stay around long term. A relatively young sow that's got a long, long life ahead of her. I know she's a little sore on her front feet. I would not be too concerned about that. She's got the backdrop head and chest on her. She's got the backdrop comfort with the WinTex lineage to still get out and generate and do the things that you want to do. And, again, I know he just touched on the unpopular boar, and I'll tell you, just at our house, we used him real heavy. If you guys haven't got your butt in the truck and came down and seen that boar, he's extremely, extremely impressive. And so buy with confidence here.
Lot 40, 23-9. This will be a backdrop, people helping people, bred to unpopular, due at the 1st of June. Next up is lot 39. There's a couple of these follow 22 Berkshires that we had a whole bunch of. Decided to offer a pair of them up. This will be 34-9. Secret Stash, Scouts Honor, keep talking. That Secret Stash is obviously the boar that we raised that's still working up at Premium Blend. And longevity for some of these boars to stick around for multiple crops is something that we've sure tried to pride ourselves on. Still have some elevation and some stoutness. This one carries the service of WinTex 230. A boar that as we get through some of these other lots, you'll see that in the last 3 or 4 days we've had several acquisitions on some of our boars with different boar studs up north, and we'll get through those as we get into it. The 230 boar is part of a big deal for us that went to Premium Blend. He'll be a top-it-off son that actually be a full brother in blood to Riley Shacker's champion Berkshire Bear there at San Antonio this last year. Man, he may be one of the neater, further at reaching Berkshire boars that we've ever made. Think that one, hats off and thanks to Premium Blend for staying hitched with us and doing stuff for over a long period of time. This sow bred to that boar, I think, has got a chance to do some neat stuff.
Well, I'll start off by saying congratulations to the Laird crew, and Will's being very humble whenever he says that boar is one of the neater ones that they've made within that population. I'll be honest, I seen him last night for the first time, and I thought that was one of the neater boars that I've seen in a long, long time, irrespective of breed. I'm telling you, that boar is extremely, extremely good. I think this sow is a very, very good complement to him. Anything's a good compliment to a boar that's kind of that caliber, but still even her height to shoulder and elevation that she has up front and still looseness of structure is one that you definitely can't go out of bounds on. And I'm telling you, her on that boar that he just talked about, I think that one's a really, really good one.
One more time, 34-9. That'll be lot 39, bred to WinTex 230, due here at the end of June. Wide belted sow coming out next will be lot 38. This will be 17-5. This will be a swing in on Ivanka, the Hold My Beer sow that's bred back to Teen Spirit's mom. We'll talk about her littermate sister here in just a few lots as well. I think she sells as lot 18. Both these 17 sows have done us a very good job for a long time. This one will be the aunt of Lily Cooper's champion middleweight cross there at Texas Elite this last year. She's carrying one of the first services of As Expected. As Expected will be the board that we bought prior to Perfect Timing this last year from K&M Show Pigs there in Oklahoma. He's a wild side, come on back, Anchorman, Best Man Sister. So a whole lot of our stuff back in this one's pedigree. Syndicated him with several of our buddies around. You'll see some pigs coming out of him with some of these firms this fall. A very, very neat pig that I thought we needed to have. His littermate sister was on a tear through Oklahoma. They decided not to show her at OIE and have to pay the commission to buy her back, and I certainly don't blame them. As expected, right alongside Taki and Unpopular, saw 99% of our crossbred sows, and we're going to offer 2 sows in this sale, carrying the service of him. Didn't really plan on doing that when we bought them, but thought it was something that we'd like to do. So 17.5 bred to As Expected for a mid-July litter.
I hope you guys understand the magnitude of just selling 2 of the sows that are bred to As Expected, because I know I myself, I'm included on that board purchase there, but I do think the world of him, just like Will does. And I'm telling you, sows like this bred to him, I just truly believe they're going to work, guys. I mean, maturity pattern, build, athleticism, her hip and hind leg is dang near ideal. And again, to just kind of mirror what Will said on the board, that board is going to be, I mean, I really do think he's extremely, extremely impressive. His mate sister is one that we had to show against in Oklahoma and didn't ever turn, I'll be honest with you. She's extremely good. That litter was deep. This sow is a great example of what you should breed As Expected to. I think this litter could be extremely exciting.
17.5 crossbred sow bred to As Expected, due here in mid-July. This will be lot 38. It'll be a swinging, hold my beer. Next out will be lot 37. The Chester sow here will be 210-7. There'll be a fast one, Captain Benny, power fluid. Quite a bit of blood in the Chester breed here in this one here. Fast one will be a Bower bred board that we bought prior to World Pork Expo many moons ago. This one is another one that's carrying the service of 298. This will be the only one that will offer semen on 298. We've got several of these later sows bred to him. He's actually a full brother in blood to Cooper Homan's reserve Chester Bear there at San Antonio, and then Kate Cooper's champion, the Chester Bear there at Houston. Very excited about the future of him. We'd actually lost Russell a couple of months ago, so this will be the first and only son that we've got out of him. This Chester deal's starting to come around and be right for us. I think this is a very good example. We're going to sell her daughter as lot 30 as lot 19. We'll get into her in just a second. Here's lot 37.
Well, lot 37 is another one that, talking to Will last night about is one that you kind of ask yourself, like, well, what are you selling on this one? And his commitment to putting good bred sows in this particular sale is the reason why. I think this one's extremely unique within that population, and then just outside of that. I mean, her maturity pattern, again, her build, and still her stoutness and her squareness coming and going. That one, bred to that 298 sire, I think is one that could be extremely, extremely special. And again, I hope you guys look into it. I think one that's a different kind of outcross to that breed, but one that is so, so special if you study into her.
It's lot 37, 210-7, due for a late July litter of WinTex 298. Be a fast one, Captain Benny, power fluid. Hey, Natalie, next time stop that pig. Hey, next time stop that pig, Natalie. I said, Natalie. Lot 36 is coming out next. One of the 2 sows that we've got in the Duroc division, 34-3. This will be a green bottles, deal with it, soap on a rope. That green bottle's lining up, deal with it with that on the bottom side. Did us very, very well for several years. She's extra heavy structured, got a big forearm and a big heart in her, long hipped and still very correct. She's still got quite a bit of life left in her. She's carrying the service of Trace. This one's carrying the service of Trace. Trace will be a creation son that we own with Trace Amigos and Olson Farms and Harkey Farms. Got him going just a little bit better here lately. These ones here will probably be of the group of these three sows. There's dang sure a good set of replacement gilts laying back in this one. They'll be stout, extra heavy bone, and very loose skeleton. There'll be some neat things laid back in this one. We're just now getting this Trace deal going, but I think this thing will be awfully good. 36 is this one's lot number 34-3.
Well, I'm not sure how everybody else does it on their farm, but when sows like this have that kind of cage and that kind of hind leg and just athleticism, that's one that you dang sure want to keep the daughters out of. And then you study back on the pedigree of these things, the green bottles deal with it. That's one that I'm telling you guys, just personally, and then again, being out here working in college, the front third of these things skeleton is something that you just simply can't replicate. It's something that's so hard to do in this particular breed. And then you get back into their hip and their hind leg, and it's so good. And so I think this is one that you should really look into. I think one that, like Will said, on the replacement female side, but one that you're going to look up in 1, 2, 3 years, probably even in the first litter, but just be extremely happy with your purchase. And then on the plus side of that, still be in the black.
Yeah, and one more tidbit on this Trace deal is, as he was a creation, deal with it. So the offspring out of this thing will have 3 different direct shots that deal with it in there. That creation deal with it cross worked very good for us for a long time. Obviously, that's what's back in 312 and a lot more of these other boars and stuff that we're running now. So a line bred deal with it in the offspring coming out of this one. First part of July on this one's litter coming 34-3, lot 36. These next 2 lots, as we get into, we won't have a gilt or sow out just yet. We've tried to do something different just a little bit every time. We're not going to offer picks of these sales this year. We're actually going to offer picks of some of these different breeds that we have. Lot 35 will be pick of the entire set of crossbred gilts. Several gilts that we've had here in the past have gone on and been foundation deals for other folks. You've got access to every single crossbred gilt that we'll have on the farm. I don't know for sure if we'll take any gilts to consignment sales, but in the last couple of years in our farm sales, we're only going to offer lease options in the fall time. We've got to keep doing that if we're going to keep having this production sale, keep having 30, 40 sows to offer to the public. We can't sell the gilts and sell the sows and still keep this thing going. So through all of our fall sales, we're still just going to offer lease options. We might take a couple of gilts to some of the consignment sales. We might not. This ensures that you get whatever you want, whenever you want, of this fall set of crossbred gilts in lot 35. And then lot 34 will be all the CPS gilts, Chesters, Potts, and Polands, Hereford, and Tamworth. We got 1 Hereford litter coming and a couple Tamworth litters coming. Kind of got bored with some other stuff, so we thought we'd try them on as well. But champion Chester gilt there at Texas National and the Grandstand. Chester gilts that we've had here lately have done good, so you get to pick all of those. I don't know. We just didn't want to keep selling picks of these sales. We decided to offer some of them gilts.
There's not a pig in front of me, so I'm not going to talk about the pigs here, guys. But I'm telling you, and again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I put as much personal faith in the WinTex firm as anybody, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know that are watching or that are here right now. And I'm telling you, I don't know if there is a more exciting genetic opportunity as a breeder or a more exciting show opportunity as a showman. If you guys want to get in there and try to win a gilt show come do it. If not, and you guys want to get in there as a breeder and try to come make your herd better, I'm serious, come do it. Because to me personally, as a breeder, this is as exciting as anything that I've seen offered in a long, long time. And I'm telling you, I know this one hurts Will's feelings to go ahead and offer. But again, one that I think you should be extremely fired up on lot 34 and lot 35. A very, very unique opportunity.
As we get into it, we'll go ahead and let the next one out. We get lot 33 let out here, 1811. This will be a direct Scouts Honor sow. Scouts Honor Birkenhoff, Speak Now. An older sow of the Berkshire set, but one that's still timeless in terms of how she's built, can keep going. This one is a littermate sister to Dayton's Reserve Grand Gilt there at San Antonio a couple years ago. We actually offered that sow last year. She was our top-selling Berk sow. Those purchasers informed me that they paid for her in her very first litter. So we do stand behind and do believe in these Berks and Reds and all of what we're offering. And with a different clientele to buy them, you dang sure got a chance to return on investment. This one's carrying the service also of 230. These will be bulky, they will be stout, and they will not look like anybody else's Berks.
I can sit here and second that motion looking at this this Berk sow live here. I have not seen too many Berk sows that look like that. And again, being away from the farm for a little bit and then coming back and looking at sows like this, again, I asked Will, why are you doing this? Why are you letting go of sows like this? Because I think this one's extremely, extremely unique and one that should be very, very hard to let go of. You do not get that kind of stoutness, that kind of density, but then that kind of head shape. And I don't want to dive too far into the details here, but guys, if you're like me and you like studying skull shape and just maturity pattern in these animals, I think this one is so impressive. Even stacked up against some of the crossbreds in here, this thing is extremely good. And so I hope you guys look in here, her build, her athleticism, but still her density, her stoutness. Like Will said, couldn't say it better. Very unique for the breed. Should be very excited to offer this one.
Lot 33, once again, it's 1811. Be a Scouts Honor Birkenhoff Speak Now. Littermate to the Reserve Grand Gilt in 21 there at San Antonio. Carrying the service at 2:30. Due the end of May, 1st of June. Some of these, if you've got questions, we can get you an exact date whenever it's kind of up against the timetable, getting some of these put in here. We just kind of generalize some of the breeding dates. So we'll get you some more specifics if you're interested. If you're not interested, we'd appreciate it if you just leave us alone. It's just a joke. Next up is lot 32. This will be 23-7. This belted crossbred sow will be one of the older ones in the set. She's like I said, she's one of those that's got a little age, but she's still got plenty of life in her. I think when we focus on skeletons and just how they can get out and go, they can last quite a long period of time. This is a people helping people out of hand 235, which makes this one's mother a direct littermate sister to Best Man. That same Best Man's sister would be the same great grandma sow back in As Expected. So that 277.8 sow is obviously still showing back up. Carrying the service, unpopular, due here the mid part of June.
Well, I think Will said it best. And again, if you can survive the elements that we have out here in West Texas where we're sitting right now and come out and look this fresh and this youthful, being a spring 2018, I promise you, just speaking from personal experience, she's got a lot of life left in her, guys. I promise you, if you just study her, and again, like he said, her skeleton is one that holds up. I don't care if you're in total confinement, you got them on concrete, or if you're going to special treat and pamper them and put them on some dirt. I don't think it matters on this particular sow, guys. One that to me just strikes me as a generator, and I think you can see that back in her lineage that she has on this paper, and still another one that's bred to unpopular. And again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I like the heck out of that boar. And if you guys have not got your butts in the truck and came down and looked at him, I strongly encourage you to do so. I like that boar. This sow to him is a very, very good compliment.
Well, thank you for that, but don't get your butts and drive down here to see Unpopular because he's going to be in Roanoke, Indiana here in just a couple days. So, but I do appreciate that. We do believe in that boar. Like I said, we've got a bunch of them bred to him and couldn't be more excited for what that thing offers in the future. So 23-7, lot 32, here's a people helping people bred to Best Man's littermate sister. Next up, what we got coming out will be lot 31. Berkshire sow's got a great attitude and personality about her. Um, some of these gilts that get out and get to show gilts that come back, if they don't get treated the same, sometimes they get just a shot grouchy. It's just a mental deal with her because everything in her skeleton's built perfectly. This will be another Scout's Honor. Keep Talking Rock to Mom. This one will be a littermate sister to a gilt that we sell, or sow we sell in last year's sale, the Winter Livestock Buys, and they actually retained a boar out of that one. So there's still boars laid into these, a bunch of replacement females, and then a bears alike. So this one's carrying the service at 230. Like we said earlier, this one's going to, if you want to see this boar, I encourage you all to get in the truck and go to Premium Blend. I can assure you, if you're expecting something more than what this boar is, I don't know if we can help you. This one, I think this sow bred to this boar may be as good of a mating for any specific sow in this sale. This one's elevation and length and look and build from the side and his bulk and stoutness. I think the sky's the limit. 76.4. This is a Scout's Honor bred to 230.
Those of you guys that are looking in on some Burke sows, there's some opportunities to get in here again, and I'll just say it kind of as a unique opportunity to advance your Berkshire herd from the WinTex firm, because I tell you, even 4 years ago whenever I was here, they were so different, and this one is a prime example of why. I really, really like this sow, and Will already told you, but man, that 230 boar is something special, and I cannot say that enough. And I'm telling you, bred to this one's kind of height, elevation, look up front, hip and hind leg, and athleticism, I think this is a home run. This one should be one of the more exciting Berks that he has offered bred to that boar. I think this one's, again, sky's the limit.
Next up here will be lot 30, followed up by our sister here in just a second. Both of these, we initially had these two slated to be a choice lot. We had one sow that kind of threw us a loop, Berk sow that threw us for a loop. So we decided to just offer both of them. They're both littermate sisters to Blessed. And I can tell you with the same breath, just got done talking about 230. If you got a chance to go see Bless for what's needed in the Berkshire breed in terms of elevation and squareness and still heaviness of structure and having some presence up front, I highly encourage you to go see him because I do think that's as much of a changer as any of them that we've seen. Color in both of these and color in their brothers impeccable. This 260-8 is the first one coming up here. Be a littermate sister to Bless, like I just said. Be a paternal sister to Lancaster's 5th overall Berkshire Bear there at Springfield last summer. This one's probably the denser one of the pair, maybe just a shot thicker there in the middle part of their skeleton. Both of them. This is 260-8. This will be lot 30.
Well, I think the -8 of the two sisters that he's offering here, I agree with them. I think this one's maybe just a shot denser and a shot stouter than the other one. But I'm telling you, and again, he just said it on the Blessed deal. Blessed, I think just as highly of as I do 230. They're so different for that breed. And then you study into this sow, she's already different herself. And so if you put Blessed kind of elevation, his kind of look, and his kind of presence on a sow that's got this kind of density, guys, we're talking about Berkshires here. I think this thing could be big time. And those of you that are in Texas, and I know I'm an Okie, and so we get by with a little bit more, but the Texans, you ought to feel real good about classing here. This one's got good color. The boars have good color.
Just leave her out down there, Kaylee's fine. We'll bring this -7 out here with her. Like we said, this is her littermate sister. This one's the one that's probably built just a shot more similar to their brother, maybe just a shot more elevated and sharper looking. Another one, both of these are carrying the service at 230. They're bred 3 days apart. We just thought we'd offer both of them 1st of June on their due dates. So littermate sisters, both bred to 230. So everything that we've got in both of these two sets coming up here, the boars and the brothers are all headed to Arlington, Indiana here in the next day or so. It will be lot 29, 260-7.
Dash 7 is one that again, you know, we just talked about Dash 8. I think of the two sisters, this one's maybe even a shot more extreme to me up through the front third of her body in terms of skull shape, height, and elevation, and still neck length. And then again, both of these sisters, their hips and their hind legs are extremely good and extremely unique for that population. I think this one's even a shot further. She picks up, reaches, and flexes the way she should. And again, I think bred to this boar, I think this one could be extremely, extremely good.
I can tell, and obviously the reason, and a lot of the driving force behind us offering these lease gilts going forward does have to do with this sale, because both of these 260s that we just offered you, if you show them in the video, obviously we're doing more herding than driving. They are very, very neat in person. I know that they're not show broken and got their heads up and all that kind of stuff, but that is a lot of the reason why we're doing what we're doing now, so we can present them in an accurate manner here for this production sale. So there's a big difference in some of these things that never leave the farm, that just get to see us every other week at some point, versus these gilts that get tended to every day from these kids. So with that being said, we're obviously going to one on the opposite end of the spectrum with 104.10. This will be lot 28. This will be a Scout's Honor just for men. This will be Dum Dum. This will be Coulter's Gilt that we showed at the Expo last time it was in Indianapolis. Jason Correa, I think, used that one to winter class. And part of a division, be the summer that Coulter broke his arm. This one's carrying the service of To the Moon. Like we talked about in the video when we posted these things, it dawned on me as I was doing the video that this one's bred to this boar. Really didn't plan on that all coming together like it did. Got some neat things to offer. We'll talk about a little bit more of that boar after Brayton gets done with his introduction.
This is one that I even asked Will last night. I'm like, are you sure you want to do this? I think this one is so special, guys. If you just study her, I know he just talked about showbroke gilts versus sows. To be honest, just personally, it doesn't matter. I'd love to see this one out in a sow lot. I think this one's incredible. And if you guys are Berkshire enthusiasts, and again, I'm not trying to even toot Will's horn here. I've just not seen a Berk sow that's built the way that she is and still bred the way that she is. I think this could be an absolute home run and should be very, very high on your list. Double starred, triple starred. I like this one a hell of a bunch, to be honest with you, Will. Her hip and her hind leg, her stoutness, her density, her skull shape is so unique for this population. I strongly hope you guys look in here. And even if Berk breeders, not Berk breeders, this is a dang good piece of livestock here.
And then this one's carrying the service of To the Moon, the boar that's at the initiative. Would be a litter mate brother to the champion Berkshire Bear there at Denver, and then a litter mate to the grand overall gilt at Oklahoma City. So an outcross deal for us to be bred to our stuff normally works pretty good, so I didn't really have it all put together. My bad, but we're still offering her for sale. 104.10, lot 28, Scout's Honor just for men. It'll be Monster Man's Berkshire gilt that wins a class at Expo. Next up will be this blue sow. Will be actually the mother of Monsters Expo Bear, same year. This will be a 23-4. This will be an Aftermath Best Man Spud. The Aftermath will be the boar that sells there. It's at perfect timing. A few 100 years ago feels like anymore. A direct lock it up son, and there's 3 of these Aftermath sows that we're selling in the sale. We're starting to he's still in production at 6-something years old. We're still using him and making more replacement sows because they just don't go out of style. This one may have one of the neater head shapes and hip designs of any sow in the sale. This one has that direct spud look. Whenever we get the quarter blood Watts and stuff back in the day when we got a chance to go work with Georgia a bunch, man, this is where it got good for us. This one's bred to Unpopular. Again, another one that if you need to go, I would encourage you to go look at that boar when you get up to upper hand. He's one of the neater crossbred boars that we've made here in recent history.
Apologize for that. I just had to ask Will, you know, if this was one of the only aftermath sows that he was selling, and I was really hoping that he just told me it was either her or another one. And I'm telling you, this is a very, very unique opportunity. Not only was that my favorite boar to feed on the farm whenever I worked here, but there was good reason why. That thing's so unique, and I promise you guys, if you just study into a sow like this, you read her head shape, and I hope if you're an intelligent breeder, we don't have to go further past that. That's the kind that generates right there her kind of hip and hind leg, her reach, her athleticism, and still stoutness of feature. I think is one that's second to none. And again, I apologize earlier for saying unpopular is down here. He is back up at upper hand now. I'm informed of that. He's headed that way, excuse me. But one that you guys should have awful high on your list. Will doesn't let go, Will and Jay both don't let go of sows that look like this very often. Look into the opportunity.
23-4, lot 27, bred to unpopular, due here at the 1st of June. You turn the page, lot 26. That is the scratch that we had. Had an injury here with this one and just didn't feel like we were comfortable selling her. We'll talk about her littermate sister here in just a minute, but unfortunate deal. So lot 26 will be a scratch in the sale tonight. That gets us to 25. Chromed up sow here coming up next. It'll be one of the other aftermath sows that we're offering. This one's out of 81.3, a sow that we offered 2 years ago there at the Blue Lot. Got her a good home, and I think is one that we didn't want to see go. But when we had a young daughter like this one coming up behind her, it makes it a lot easier. This one's an aftermath. Lock it up back on Hold My Beer's mom. This will be the mother of Coulter's Bear that was reserve granted our county 2 years ago. Second in a very, very competitive class there in Houston. Another one that even though she's got just a little bit of age to her as well, I can assure you in a different setting where she's not with 30 sows all the time, this one can still last for a long, long time. Be an aftermath on 81.3, which will be a lock it up on Hold My Beer's mom. Bred to unpopular, due here at the end of May, in the mid-May, so she kind of got to get it on your mind if you're going to get this one bought. Have you a crate kind of ready here in the next 10 days to 2 weeks.
I'd personally hope a guy is very excited and does have a crate ready for a sow that looks like this. And again, what Will just said, as far as longevity on these sows, I promise you, just working for them. Guys, West Texas is a tough place to be, regardless of how many sows they got in the pen with them, regardless if they're treated and pampered right. It's a tough place to be. So for one to come out and still look like she does, I promise you she's still got life left in her. And that's speaking from personal experience from some of the sows that I've bought in recent production sales. Guys, I promise you, this one's still got a tremendous amount of life left ahead of her. She's so unique. And again, I can't stress this aftermath deal enough. It's so different for right now where we're at in the industry today. That kind of head shape and that kind of elevation, that kind of maturity pattern, but still back shape, hip length, athleticism, and hind leg and density of center is one that I think is very, very unique.
Once again, that's 59-6. It'll be lot 25, bred to unpopular, due here in the mid part of May. We got a hot mic. Next two, we won't have any sows come out next, but lot 24 and lot 23 is similar to the other lots we just talked about. 24 would be the pick of all the Duroc gilts that we've got. Even that would have been like Squirt's, reserve grand gilt there at Texas Elite this last year. Kate and Lily's reserve grand gilt there at Texas National. A lot of these other red ones that we've got. I mean, we've got quite a few Tilly Reds, 264s, 312s, some direct creations maybe. It's just we're going to offer up all of them. You have a choice to come pick whichever one you want out of lot 24 in the Durocs. In the Berkshires, I mean, obviously we're selling a lot of Berkshire sows tonight. We have a chance to offer that many because we've still got a bunch of them in the pipeline that we're very excited about. So lot 23 on the Berkshire gilts, a pick of all of them. Lot 24 coming up will be pick of all the Duroc gilts. Coming up now will be lot 22, another one, the 40-6 Berkshire sow. similar to that 34.9 sow that we just talked about. Two of the youngest ones that we're offering up as far as the Berkshire deal goes. A good color. Just for men Birkenhoff, that good color was a boar that was one that goes back to some jet black, and you can see a shot more elevation and a shot more hip length in these. She's one that's just a shot sore, just like that 23-liter blue sow we talked about earlier. She's just a shot sore there on the front foot, but I can assure you it's not going to affect nothing. She just needs not to get her butt whipped in a sow pen a bunch. 40-6 will be a good color just for men Birkenhoff. Another one I thought was tailor-made for WinTex 230.
And again, another Berg sow that I'm not sure. I mean, I really think you'd have to travel several miles, thousands of them, really, to find a Berg sow that looks like this, to be, again, tailor-made to the boar that's 230. And I promise you, I just seen 230 last night, and that boar is stuck in my brain as one of the ones that I think is one of the more elite boars that I've seen, irrespective of color, irrespective of breed. He's so good in terms of density, in terms of stoutness. And so then you take him back to a sow like this, where she's got the height, she's got the elevation, and she's got the look that's so unique within this Berkshire population. I think you should feel real confident in buying a sow like this that's bred to that boar. This is a very unique opportunity.
Once again, that's lot 22, 40-6. That'll be a good color just for men, bred to WinTex 230, due at the end of June. Next up's another one of the white sows coming up. It'll be 25-4. An older crossbred sow will be a People Helping People, back on Safe Words Mother. That 133.6 Hold My Beer sow did us a very good job making these white line sows. Goes back to some Spud and Sunshine Wear with stuff that we had back from George forever ago. This one obviously is longevity and the influences she's got in her crossbred sows. She's actually got 3 daughters getting offered in the sale. Lot 1 will be an emotional damage daughter. Lot 9 will be an aftermath daughter. And then lot 41 that we've already had out would have been a backdrop daughter. So a timeless one in terms of her hip length and her hind leg. She's carrying the service of WinTex White. The triage son that we sold at Kings One, that's up at Premium Blend. Think that this mating's got a chance to make some really neat white line stuff. Lot 21, 25-4, bred to WinTex White.
And again, I think, one, if you're just looking for generating value, I cannot go further than what WinTex can right here, what Will can sitting right next to me, describing her pedigree and what she's done for them, and then also for the future. And so if you guys just look into this sow, I promise you there is worlds of generating value there with her kind of build, her kind of timeless maturity pattern. And again, Will talked about the George Watson stuff. I'll tell you, whenever I was out here working for Jay and Will, that's one that I always went back and questioned. I'm like, hey, on this George Watson stuff, what's kind of the plan? I always wanted to ask him what the plan was, both him and Jay. And I tell you, just seeing the result of what happens with that pedigree, that kind of just consistency all the way across the board is extremely good. And so that's one, again, I think you should keep a lot of daughters out of and probably not sell any of them if you're really serious about breeding pigs.
Lot 21, 25-4, be a People Helping People, Hold My Beer, bred to WinTex White, do it the 1st of June. Next coming up, we're down to the last 20 lots that we'll get into. This will be 249-2. Keep in mind there'll be 2 different 249-liter sows that aren't litter mate sisters. This is the one that is off-belted. This is a Stay Classy, Lock It Up, Kissing Cousins. A lot of different stuff in terms of what this one's pedigree's got in her. This will be the mother of Reckoning 95, the boar that we had there for a short period of time. We offered some semen rights to there a couple years ago. When we had the Reckoning. So this will actually be the grandmother also of Unpopular. So some neat stuff in what she's done. A couple of Stay Classy sows that we're going to offer in this lineup. She's bred to as expected. So there's some neat stuff in terms of getting lined up. Stay Classy, Lock It Up, and Best Man in the litter coming out of this 249-2 sow.
I think when Will Winter offers a Stay Classy daughter, I think everybody's eyes should be alert. And then also, just when you study this sow, I hope you're paying attention, because I do think this one's extremely, extremely good. And again, one that when she heads up and drives at you, I don't care if you see it on the video or if you can. I can tell you personally, this one's extremely, extremely impressive. And again, one that's bred to the as expected boar, one that I think so dense and so good for what he's going to do. For WinTex as well as us, and that's why we bought in part to him. But this sow right here is one that I think you should be extremely, extremely high on, and one that should be on your short list. I love her build. I love her look. Her head shape is timeless, guys. I really like this sow.
Be 249.2. This will be a Stay Classy, Lock It Up, Kissing Cousins. Be the mother of Reckoning 95 and the grandmother of Unpopular, due to As Expected here at the 1st of July. Next up will be 19. This will be another one of the Chesters, down to the last two of the Chesters that we're offering. This will be a Douglas Fast One, Captain Benny. Another one, as far as the bottom side of that one's pedigree, is a little different blooded, like we talked about in that one's mother, getting offered as lot 37. That Douglas deal was an interesting deal on how we acquired him, how we finally got him to Texas. There to hold over there for Houston. Douglas's littermate sisters would have been champion in reserve at Phoenix about 700 years ago for the Sloans. I think that sow, the mother of Douglas, will be the foundation box office sow that's done so good there for them for many years. These Deltas have been very good for us, and that's what she's carrying the service of. Delta will be the boar at Top Cut that we tied into and used a whole bunch of. Chad did a very good job in guiding us in that one's direction. He dang sure has outdone himself for us. Like I said, this will be a Douglas Fast One, Captain Benny, due to Delta here at the first part of June.
Again, another one, guys. Will's giving me a hard time. Lot 19 here, guys, is one that I do think he's not selling many of these things, guys, and I hope you understand why. The couple that he's got in here are extremely, extremely good, and two, that I do think you got to study in terms of what this breed has to offer, and in terms of what he's striding to do within this particular breed. I think so unique. Study this one's hip and her hind leg, her height and elevation up front. But then again, if you guys can see it on the video, or if you can, I promise you firsthand, her squareness of chest is so good. And the way her blade sets into her proportions from the side is extremely, extremely good. I think bred to this boar, again, one that I think should be extremely exciting within this particular population.
62-5. This will be a Douglas Fast One, bred to Delta Top Cut, due there at the first part of June. Next one out will be the off belt. That'll be 17-6. This will be the mate's sister to 17-5 that we're offering as lot 38. This will be a swinging back on Ivanka. So there's a couple of them sows in that with that lineage in the bottom side of their pedigree. She's carrying the service of Unpopular as well. Think he would open up and help with chest and skull shape. Think that thing's got a chance to do some neat stuff. This is actually the mother of Lily Chain Gang Cooper, champion middleweight to cross gilt there at Texas Elite this last spring. Bling Bling Cooper, excuse me.
Bling Bling Cooper. Very, very good sow here, guys. And one that, again, to me personally, is one of the more exciting ones that Will's offering here. One that I think is so good. And again, I start everything at the skull, and I know if you guys have shown to me, you know that. But if you just start her at her head, guys, this is a mother right here, and one that's got width between her eyes and stoutness to her jaw, but then works back into a good square blade that fits perfectly into her body wall, her hip and hind leg for that kind of stoutness, that kind of density. I hope you guys can see it on video, and again, if you can't, I'm telling you, it's impressive. I really like her reach. I really like her flex, and her range of motion is extremely, extremely good. A sow that I would have real high on my list.
One more time, it's 17-6, bred to Unpopular at the first part of June. Be a swing in on Ivanka. Hold my beer. Back on Teen Spirit's mom. Next up will be an older Berkshire sow. 34-6 is another one. Still got a couple litters left in her. She may have as much track record and traction as far as what she's done for us and what she's done for the breed. This will be a Just for Men Birkenhoff Speak Now. This will be actually the mother of Secret Stash. That Secret Stash deal is a boar that we sold the premium blend a couple years ago, and is still maintained through a couple of the new crops of boars, and is still winning at a high level. Doing a very good job for them still. This one's carrying the service to top that. That'll be the Top It Off son that Premium Blend raised and kept out of Scout's Honor's littermate's sister that they bought from us at the production sale a couple years ago. Lot 17, 34-6, not a littermate to 34.9. She's bred to top that, due here in the first part of June.
I know as many people should be. That boar is extremely, extremely impressive, and I'm not sure he could have been mated to a better sow here. I really, really like this gilt, and again, as you just get into her, in terms of stoutness, in terms of just being opened up in her center rib cage, but then if you study the Berkshire breed, she's not round anywhere you study her. Her hip is long, she's level, she's extended out ahead of her blade, and again, one that I'm telling you, when the WinTex crew gets together and they offer some Berkshires, you ought to be real high on them. I really like this sow. I really like all the Berk sows that they have in the offering. This one's real high on my list.
34-6, just from Ann Birkenhoff Speak Now. Be Secret Stash's mama, carrying the service atop that. Do it the 1st of June. Next out will be lot 16, 243-3. This will be another one that's carrying some neat stuff back in her pedigree. She'll be a To the Moon, People Helping People, Hold My Beer. This one's mother would have been the Reserve Grand Gilt at the Stockman Showcase the year of COVID. She would have also been successful there in the lighter weight division there, North American prior to that. She's one of the only two To the Moon sows we've got left. To the Moon would have been a swinging son that we had here that would have been out of Hammer's mom, or would have been out of Hammer. Hammer would have sold his lot 1 in our production sale back in 2022 that went to Kimball Livestock. Another one's got some of them very best show gilts and sows back in her pedigree. She's bred to Unpopular, due hit the first part of June.
Well, the purchase of the Hammer sow is one that I can't thank Jay and Will enough for offering, to be completely honest with you, for what she's done for us and what she's going to keep doing for us and the daughters that we've kept back out of her. And I actually told Will on this particular sow last night, she reminds me a lot of Hammer, just to be truthful with you. Her head shape and the way she's constructed through the front third of her body, and still back shape and hip and hind leg, the stoutness and bend that she's got to it, to me, extremely just similar to the Hammer sow that we bought from these guys a couple of years ago, and one that again is doing a great job for us. Her daughters are one that's going to be a mainstay for us for a long time coming, and I think this sow is a great example of why.
243-3, lot 16, be To the Moon, People Helping People, bred to Unpopular. Next up will be one of the last couple blues that we're going to have in the sale. This will be 255-4. This will be a full send, 39.5. That swinging safe word sow. This one is another one I think's got a timeless skeleton in her, very immature. She's another one carrying the service of Unpopular, due here at the end of May. Should be a litter mate sister, actually, to Little Wombats' Reserve Grand Barra there at the Red River Rivalry a couple years ago. Another one that's just always seems to hit. Them pigs always seem to surface and make the sale. The gilts kind of stay, make all the cuts and still get put back as replacements. Very dual purpose from that regard. 255-4, be a full send swinging, bred to Unpopular.
Lot 15 to me is one that, again, you just study the hip and hind leg of, and for lack of better verbiage here, she's probably going to make you some money, guys. I really like this sow. And again, bred to the Unpopular sire. That one, if you just study him, and I know I said earlier he's back here at Will's, but he's actually going to upper hands. That thing's hip and his hind leg, his athleticism for that kind of stoutness, that kind of density, and just that kind of skeletal width as they come right at you, I think is extremely good, and a very good compliment to this blue sow here. One that again, Will said it, but very timeless in her build, and one that I think could stay in your sow lot for a very long time.
Lot 15, 255-4, bred to Unpopular, due at the end of May. Getting back over here into the short rows, we got lot 14 coming up next, 37-4. We'll talk about her mom here in just a little bit. This will be a tricked out on Manny. Manny will be safe for his littermate sister that Coulter showed. Blue sow that kind of got a lot of stuff going for us a couple years ago. Her sister, her mother, I think, is a carbon copy, just a bigger version of it at this point. She would have been shown by Jackson Kane here a couple falls ago. I know her other sister got successfully campaigned there in Oklahoma as a lease gilt also. Tricked out Manny safe word, bred to unpopular. These things will not be frail.
Will not be frail is an understatement to me personally. And then again, from the breeder's side of it, guys, when the WinTex firm offers something out of Manny, I promise you it means something. Because my stint of working out here, there were certain females, whether it be cows or sows, that really stuck out to me. And just being a young, untrained livestock judge, that'll always hold memory in my head, and Manny's one of them. And so if you have the opportunity to get in on something that goes back to Manny, I really, really encourage you to do so. This sow right here is one that she in her own is still very dense, but still built like Manny to me personally. Her hip and her hind legs extremely good. Reach and athleticism is extremely good. Height to front end and still shape a skull. Again, to me, reads like Manny, bred to unpopular. I think there's a lot of upside here.
37-4 be a tricked out Manny. Lot 14 bred to unpopular due the mid part of May. Next one up will be 66-7. This crinkled-eared Berkshire sow would be a littermate to the one we had the injury on that was a scratch. This will be a just for men, rocked them all, Mr. Skinny Legs. There's been 4 of them 66-litter sows that have made a long-term impact around here. We offered a choice lot of these 66s last summer. One of those gilts, I think, went on to be very successful in a county show and winning a class there at Angelo. This one is the mother of JT's champion Berkshire Bear there at Houston 2 years ago, carrying the service at 230. Another one I think they'll be opened up. They'll have muscle and they'll be extra stout. There'll be a lot of long-term value in these. 66-7 bred to WinTex 230 due here at the first part of June.
Shouldn't be flat, in my opinion. This sow right here is one that's extremely good. And again, to highlight the boar that she's bred to, again, is one that I think does an extremely good job. I've told you guys, and I told you guys I'm going to sound like a broken record to start with this deal, but if you just study the WinTex Berkshire line of maturity pattern and build, I really hope you understand that bred to 230, this one's extremely good. And then even in her own right, she's still stout, she's still dense. She has the same hip length and motor that the rest of the Berkshires do in their particular herd, and that's why I think it makes them stand out. And so I like this sow a bunch, and I hope you guys have her high on your list.
Next up, we're going to get back into the two boar lots that we're going to offer. The first one coming out here will be lot 12. This will be Reckoning 43.5. We sit there for 3 generations. You just wait for the right time and had an opportunity to buy a boar like the Reckoning like we did. We got to utilize him in a short period of time. There's 2 full litters and a bunch of partial litters and what we had out of him before we lost him. This 43 litter was dang good, and the depth in that one and the 51 litter as well were two litters that made a big impact for us. This 43.5, there'll be some sows and gilts coming up in the future that I think you'll keep remembering back to him, I hope. Just the hip length and the flexibility and squareness and use and posture there of his hind leg and his rear foot are both very good. And then the head shape and the jawline and the way it ties to his neck and his shoulder, I think will be invaluable for a long period of time. And then all the cool stuff. He's got hair, he's got body, he's got a spread, and still the cage that he's got laid into him is very good. One I think's got a very neat pedigree to him, a different pedigree for a lot of stuff going on now. We're going to retain his littermate brother, that Calico boar. Another one I think still got lots of value, square and good moving. And dense and hairy. 43.5 Reckoning will be lot 12. We're going to offer full possession, full ownership. We'll retain a couple of doses whenever we kind of need it. We won't ever get in the way of letting somebody else make their money on selling him, on selling semen or selling babies. I think that thing's got lots of use. Reckoning 43.5, lot 12. Next one up here that we'll have out will be lot 11. This will be insider trading. Insider trading will be a baby pig purchase that we had made at the first Chance Pig sale in Creation's first crop. Following that sale, an upper hand bought Work of Art and another littermate brother. Another gilt was very successful out of that thing. This boar's done us a good job. And like people have asked us before, both of these two boars have got a whole lot of life left in them. It's just we don't feel it's fair to them for just to be sitting in a pen here until it's time for them to ride off into the sunset. There's value in both of these boars long term for somebody to either offer up for semen or build sows and outcross stuff with both of these. To be Creation Unforgettable Attention. That attention sow will be the same attention sow that's back in green bottles. We bought this one from the Olson firm. We retained ownership with them guys. He just recently sired, so if you don't think that he's at the end of his rope, he just sired the champion Duroc gilt there at OIE. He sired the reserve grand gilt at the Southeast Regional, both pigs raised by Olson Farms. Congratulations to them buddies of ours. They've done us a very good job for a lot of time. So this thing's dang sure not at the end of his rope if he's still making pigs that win at the highest level. It's just we've used him all that we can. Same kind of deal. We'll still retain semen usage on him if we get a chance to. So insider trading, be Creation Unforgettable Attention. Same grandma's green bottles. This thing's raised by Olson Farms thanks to that crew up there. Back to the last 10 sow lots that we've got. We'll kind of speed this thing up just a little. We got about 20 minutes away from post time here at the Derby. 17-6 here. We're getting into some neat shit. This will be a safe word, lock it up. That 91.8 lock it up sow had been a staple for a long time. That'll be a littermate sister to Teen Spirit. This sow would be a show gilt that would have been second in her class there at Expo a couple years ago. Another one of those we talk about a bunch, not being a non-scooper. She's dense, and it's all there, and it's all for real. This one's littermate brother we had for a time. We called Pull the Pin. This one's very, very neat. Bred to Unpopular due here at the first part of June. A big feeding window, and the baby's coming out of this one.
I think a big feeding window for sure, and just out of this sow, when you take that kind of density, that kind of power to the levels that she does, and then still combine it with the front end that she's got, and if you just study a head of her blade, her skull shape, and her length and extension she's got there, and still the reach and usage and just flexibility of her hind leg is one that I think is extremely good.
One more time, that's lot 10. That'll be 17-6, not the 17-6 off belt. This will be 17-6. Safe word. Mother will be a littermate sister to Teen Spirit. Littermate sister herself to Pull the Pin. Bred to Unpopular, due at the first part of June. Back over to lot 9 will be next. Another one of them daughters out of 25-4. This will be an Aftermath. People helping people, hold my beer. Got that same Aftermath look in terms of back shape and just upper shape. Got a sharp look to her from the side. She's another one. She's actually one of the few in this sale that we're offering the service of Taki. Taki was slated to be Coulter's Austin pig. We decided to cut one of Unpopular's littermate brothers for him to show there, and we decided to keep Taki. Taki will be a board that we got here that we're going to keep here. He's a triage on Reckoning 51-1's littermate sister. She would have been grand overall gilt there at the Heart of Texas. And she still has the banner that one was grand champion gilt there at the Heart of Texas. Stout-headed and big chested. Love that Taki board. Love what he's going to do for us in the future. This is another daughter, like I said, of lot 21. This will be 243-1. This will be an Aftermath. People helping people. Hold my beer.
And again, I'm glad they didn't cut Taki and show to him, because I do think that the world of that boar. When you study just modern day show pig in terms of just chest width, skull shape, elevation up front, but then still the stoutness that it takes to matter when you get to those big shows, I think that boar is extremely good. And still hip length and athleticism, I think put back on this sow that's still got all that density and all that squareness that she's got. I think that one's extremely exciting.
One more time, 243-1 will be lot 9, bred to Taki. Next up will be 51-9. This solid black sow here will be a tricked out on 229.3. That safe word hot route sow would be the mother of Reckoning 51-1 and actually be the grandmother there of Taki. This will be two littermate brother. Two of her actual brothers were made to sale at Texas Majors. This one in 2 litters has already made us 3 replacement gilts. She's another one carrying the service of Unpopular. She may be solid black, but I think that thing's still got lots of value regardless of color.
Guys, look at the fact that she's a fall of 22 option that you've got here. She come from a deep litter, and again, I think one that could generate a deep litter, one that's so timeless in terms of her build, but still stoutness in the right kind of indicators for today's show world. I think that one's extremely, extremely good. And again, I've ranted and raved about this Unpopular boar. I think that one bred to him could be a lights out home run. And so study in, irrespective of color, I really like that sow.
51-9 will be lot 8 due the end of May. Bred to Unpopular. She'll be a tricked out, safe word, hot route, and then Best Man's Sister will be back behind that. Next up, we're getting into lot 7. This will be the final of the Durocs that we're going to talk about. This will be a none given prison style XR, so a different pedigree for us from a Duroc perspective. This one is still on her way up. She might have done the best job that she's done here lately in her most recent litter. She raised the champion Duroc bear there at Austin of Kate Cooper's. She'd have had the Reserve Grand Gilt in one show and the Reserve Grand Prospect Pig in another show there at Texas National. And then just had a Duroc boar that we just sold we named Tilly Red. Obviously, we'll probably change the name for the new owners, but we just offered and came to terms with Drake Hook Show Pigs, so that her son will be headed north. He'll be a 312 son as well. This 86.3 is carrying the service to Jaws, due it the 1st of June. In our travels up north, we're trying to find something different to use on our reds. That Jaws hit me as hard as any boar. We ended up getting part ownership bought of him through Crossroads Genetics. Thanks to Adam and crew for working with us on that. Decided to offer one bred to him. This is one of them here, 86.3, none given, prison style XR, bred to Jaws.
And again, one that I asked Will again last night, like, are you sure you want to offer this one? I really, really like this sow, guys. And if you're serious about the red game, one that's a little more outcross probably than what you're used to seeing right now, but one that I think is so timeless in terms of her build. I don't care about her birth date. If you guys just look at her right now, I promise you a red sow like that has plenty of life left in her. So stout, so good in terms of her build. And obviously, her last litter she just raised needs no introduction. Very, very good sow. I hope she's very, very high on your list.
Loggy number 7, 86.3, should be a none given prison style XR, bred to Jaws, due at the 1st of June. Lot number 6 next, will be 44-4 Chester. This will be a Douglas dead end. Douglas, like we talked about earlier, was the acquisition from Team Sloan Livestock that we had a chance to get used there for a short period of time, and man, that thing made a big impact. Douglas' daughter would have been the mother of the reserve Chester Bear there at San Antonio and the champion Chester Bear there at Houston for us this last time. Those sows have been very good to us, and we felt it was time to offer maybe a couple of them. This one's got a neat litter coming, being bred to Friction. So Douglas's grandma and Friction's Douglas's mother will be the grandmother to Friction. So that good box office sow that has built Team Sloansdale here lately is in here twice in the litter coming. Lot 6. This will be 44-4.
Again, another one, guys, that when Will and Jay decide to offer something, obviously everybody's eyes are attention, but whenever they come together to offer something out of this breed, they don't take it lightly, and I hope you understand that with this sow and just how different and how special she is, irrespective of pedigree, which is extremely, extremely good. You look at this sow, just phenotypically, she's so good in that population in terms of her hip and her hind leg, her curvature to her rib cage, her length of body, her extension that she has out front. I don't care if she's wanting to show or not. That's an extremely, extremely good sow that I hope you guys look into.
Next one coming out will be Lot 5. This will be 249-4. This will be out of Monsters Expo Barra. And then that Teen Spirit Hold My Beer stuff behind that one is awfully fun. That her mom would have been Manny, littermate sister to Safe Word. Another one that was very successful, had a good county show career, and then went on to Expo. Was one that like that 17-6 Sal we talked about. Her daughter, man, they don't need scoops. That's all in there. This is another one I think's due to Ataki. Tried to get just a shot of fresher blood there in her, and I think that Taki was going to be a fun blend with this one. 249.4 bred to Taki, due at the first part of June.
One again, I know they're not offering many out of the service sire Ataki, and rightfully so. In my personal opinion, this sow right here is one that is bred to win underneath that Taki bore. One that is so stout, so opened up. But then if you study her pin set as she goes right away from you, it's wide, but it's still very square. She's round and robust in her center body. She's huge backed, and I think that put on Taki's front end, Taki's hip and hind leg design, I think that could be very, very special.
Next up will be this Calico sow. It'll be her notch ain't 149.11. 149.1. Yeah. This will be the Grizz's mom. She's bred to Taki as well. Obviously another one that's been a fan favorite around WinTex. Like some of these other ones here that we're offering, it's another one of those things. If bills kind of screw a lot of stuff up, that's why we got to offer some of these elite ones. This one fits into that category. She'll be a stay classy on Ivanka, bred to Taki. There'll be a neat stuff coming out here. Her mother's kind of the one that everything is built around in the crossbred side of things. So 149.1. This will be stay classy, hold my beer, bred to Taki. Due here in mid-May. This one's due here in the mid part of May. You better have your crate ready, get your terms, get everything settled up and squared up, because she's fixing to have you a litter of pigs.
I dang sure hope that you have a crate ready for this one. Just for lack of better description, I think this one's extremely exciting, guys. One that you better dang sure have high on your list if you're serious about breeding hogs. I think this one is so good in a lot of areas that WinTex is known for. And so, again, one of them ones that I kind of want to hit this guy next to me for offering. I think she is so good, guys, in a lot of different areas. Maturity pattern, stoutness, build. She's one that you build around, you keep the daughters out of, and you worry about it later. I really like that sow.
Next up will be Lot 3. We're getting down to the last group of them. 133.6 is coming up next. This will be another Stay Classy sow out of 15.5, which will be Twist, our top-selling gilt, our top-selling sow in last year's production sale. Since then, I think we've bought 2 daughters out of them, because we still believe in them, regardless if they're here or not. I think that this one's another one that's awfully unique. Still resembles her mother, her head shape, and just general build. She's this littermate sister to throwing grenades, a boar that we had here for a while. And then she's another one that's carrying the service of Unpopular. I know that we've talked about that a bunch, because we've used him so heavy. But thanks to Travis and crew for purchasing him. I think that one's going to be a fun mating. 133.6, bred to Unpopular, due here at the first part of June.
Guys, Lot 3 is one that I hope you can see the value of as a sow, but then even if you take it past that and just figure out what's she gonna generate, where's her value at? By God, I hope you can understand where it's at, because she is timeless in terms of her build. She's timeless in terms of her ability to have that kind of stoutness, that kind of rib shape, and that kind of hip and pin set, but then still get out and go the way that she does. I think this one is extremely special, and I hope you guys look in here, because, man, I think she could do a world of good for a lot of firms.
Lot 3, 133.6. Bred to Unpopular, due at the first part of June. She's a Stay Classy on Twist. That safe word, hold my beer sow. Down to the last 2. This will be Lot 2, 116.5. We got a little correction here in the catalog as well. This is just a bit outside's mom. She'll be a Scouts Honor, Speak Now, Rock Them All. We got 2 daughters of hers we're selling, or granddaughters of hers, I should say, we're selling. There's Lot 29 and Lot 30. She's carrying the service of 230. And like we talked about that 76-liter sow and the 90-liter sow, some of these other ones that we're offering, I don't know if there was another one that's built any more perfect to carry. She's actually bred to 230. She's not bred to her son, so she's still due here at the first part of June, but she's bred to the WinTex 230, 116.5. This is just a bit outside's mom, a boar that we lost too soon, but I think when you see the daughters and stuff coming up out of him here in the near future, you'll see why we're offering what we're doing. 116.5, bred to WinTex 230, not bred to his son, not bred to her son, due at the first part of June.
One that certainly needs no introduction here for me or for anybody that's watching or anybody that's around right now. Obviously, what she's done within her just generation in terms of building one that is so good and just a bit outside. Guys, this one's extremely special. I can't stress that enough. Another one that I asked Will, like, exactly what are we doing? But his commitment to just serving high-quality gilts or you know, allowing her to be in this sale, I think is extremely special, guys. And again, we talked about this 230 boar, but man, I could not think of a better compliment than to put 230 on a sow with her kind of height, her kind of elevation, her kind of generating potential. I think it is absolutely to the moon, extremely, and not to mention a boar name, but very much a lot of upside.
One more time, that's lot 2, 116.5, just a bit outside's mom. Be a Scouts Honor Speak Now, bred to WinTex 230, due at the first part of June. Then getting into one that's very neat for us, 129-1. This will be emotional damage on that same 25-4 sow that we're offering as lot 21 as well. She's a people helping people hold my beer. Like I said, it's hard when you come up with a sale order and don't sell them in a racehorse style, and you actually have to have a sale order coming up with one that garners the attention of being a leadoff. This blue sow is one that did that for us. We offered her son in the production sale last year. He's going to work for the Danner crew. Thank you to you guys for purchasing him. I know that they're very excited on what he's done and what he continues to do. I love this one's build. I love this one's look. Another one, same song, different verse. Another one that's carrying the service of unpopular due the mid part of May.
One that I personally couldn't think of a better sow to fit that boar personally. But then you look back at her genetics and her pedigree, and again, it's another one that you just realize the value of this particular female, one that I think is so special in a lot of areas. When you come up with a lot 1 bred sow cell, and I haven't personally done that, but I hope it's one that's built like this and looks like this and has her kind of maturity pattern, her kind of generating value, guys, I think is second to none and completely off the charts. Bred to this boar, I think you'll make your money back in the first litter, and then you'll just make a heyday from there on. Very good sow that I think Will should be very proud to offer.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. I know they're about to make the post and send them horses around the track. We're going to run the video now. We got it up of And Juan. We're going to run that video so you guys can see it on the screen. Thank you guys for your interest. Be sure to reach out to Dad or myself, Little Indian, Big Shacker, Big Biggs, holler at Brayton. Anybody that's here, you can go ahead and have any questions. We'll try to answer you in a timely fashion. I know I've got to get some questions asked since we've had this preview. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Everybody that's here, I think food's close to being ready. We'll sell you some sows here at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time.